What's going on, everyone? It's Token, and we are back with our VGC Battle Spot Laddering series, Climbing the Ladder, as we are using our new team, as I said in our Showdown Live that we had go up on a Friday, which isn't the norm. We usually have our Showdown Lives go up on a Monday or a Tuesday at the latest, but unfortunately our Bulu team that we had in our Showdown Lives that went out at the start of this week on Tuesday, it just didn't manifest the way I envisioned. I started to run into a lot of archetypes that I wasn't running into on Showdown, unfortunately, like Double Duck. I was seeing no Double Duck on Showdown. Got to the Battle Spot Ladder, Double Duck. I faced two Double Duck teams in a row. The first two teams I faced had absolutely no answer for those two. So I just didn't do a good job of supporting that combination of Scarf, Bulu, and Nihiligo, Life Orb Nihiligo together. So I'll try to revisit that at a later time, but I just want to move on, start from scratch, and just bring you guys a new team. So we do have that Pheromosa Lele team that we did build, well, that we did go over and use in our Showdown Live. So hopefully you guys do enjoy us using this team, as we'll use it for today, tomorrow, and then at least for 4 days of next week. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you so much for tuning in, though. Your support means the world to me. The team is going to consist, though, entirely of Pheromosa, TORKOAL, Celestilla, Snorlax, Lilligant, and Tapu Lele. So let's just let's hop right onto the ladder and let's see exactly what we can do. I just lost 2 games before I decided to start recording, unfortunately. So I did just knock us a decent amount out of the 1700s, unfortunately. Still adjusting to a few things. I didn't know how to go about playing against the team, this one team my opponent had. And then it seems pretty weak to Drifloon. That's one thing I am noticing. Really doesn't have the best answer for Drifloon. Anyways, though, we do get an opponent with the name Klee, I guess, and they are going to have a team of Garchomp, Tapu Lele, Celestilla, Arcanine, Milotic, and that's Gigalith. But yeah, the team's pretty weak to Drifloon because Drifblim. I always call it Drifloon, and that's the Solar Evolution. Don't listen to me, Drifblim. But yeah, it's pretty weak to Drifloon because of the fact that Snorlax can't really touch it, and that's one of our best options to not really get wrecked by the Tapu Lele that's next to the Drifblim. So I'll have to think of another way to go about it. I do think I might need to sleep powder the Lele in Sun and kind of try to work from there. That might be my best option, honestly. So we'll see. We'll see, though. For this matchup, though, Arcanine's scary. Drifblim and Arcanine are the 2 Pokemon that have been giving me the most trouble. Really, it does have to be played well, though. Arcanine has to be played well to like really wreck shop on our team. But a really well played Arcanine is also pretty scary. So I think my opponent will lead with that Arcanine. So it kind of makes me want to go Snorlax Lele, but what do we want to do here? We'll go with these 2, and then we'll just bring these 2 in the back. I think that works because we can just switch out. We can switch out into Snorlax on whatever slot we think we'll get targeted with, like a Flare Blitz, and we can just move appropriately from there. So that's exactly what we are going to do. Obviously, the Psychic Terrain will not allow Arcanine to go for those extreme speeds, which is always really nice. As oh, that was the team I faced, Dragonite. Dragonite also gives me a little bit of trouble with this team, but it's access to the combination of Fire Punch and Extreme Speed. It's just really annoying, but yeah, we'll have to learn to deal with it. But all right, my opponent is going to have a Pheromosa, a Lele of their own, so that's pretty interesting. So what do we want to do here? I don't want to try to make the prediction that my opponent's like not going to be but if we knock out Arcanine, we're in business though. But it's just like I don't want a chance if this is also a Scarf Lele and it just ends up taking out our Pheromosa turn 1. But if it's not, then Arcanine's definitely going to Flare Blitz that slot. So I'm actually just going to switch into Snorlax, and I will go for a I'll just go for a Psychic on Arcanine. We really do need to take out Arcanine, so that's what I'll go for. Arcanine might just protect the... Actually seems like a decent play my opponent can go for. Our opponent is a 1701. I missed their rating, but I saw him now, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully we can snag this win. Try to get back into those 1700s. Be nice. Lele is actually going to withdraw, so that's probably not a Scarf Lele if my opponent felt the need to withdraw there. We'll have the sand going up. We'll get that Psychic off. That's probably Flare Blitz. Please not on Lele. Please not on Lele. And it's on Lele. Oh, we live. We live, and then I can switch out. And I can switch out because the Sandstorm does 12 damage. Doesn't do 13. Okay, no, it actually... How much did that do? It only did 9. 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it only did 9. So that's cool. I guess it's Hell that does 12. I didn't know that they do more than... I didn't know the residual damage from weather does more than some of the other residual damage. Either way, though, we'll just move on from that. Yeah, so I'm just going to curse up here, and if my opponent has that Rocky MZ on their Gigalith, we should definitely live that. We'll eat our berry, then we'll be back at a decent help. It sucks my opponent can Leech Seed. Yeah, they likely will Leech Seed that Snorlax. That's fine, though. We do have Flamethrower for the Celstilla, and we still do have that Pheromosa in the back. So we can deal with a little bit of that. We can recycle up, get our health back, so there's no taunt on the field, which the combination of Leech Seed and taunt is what gets a little annoying. Opponent does go for Rock Slide. Solid move to go for. We will now be slower than that Gigalith, which is something to note because it can maybe Rock Slide flinch us now. So that's something we'll have to deal with. We did take a good amount of damage though on our Celstilla as well. So try to recover all that off. So I'm actually just going to double target it into Gigalith. If it protects, solid job on my opponent's part. I doubt it will though. It could though. That'd be solid on my opponent's end if they protected the Gigalith. Because I have to let them get like a Leech Seed, and it just make things annoying for the late game. But I do think we're kind of in a really solid position though. It just make things a little bit more annoying. But yeah, I'm actually just going to double target the Gigalith. I want to get it right on out of here. I don't think a high horsepower will take it out. My opponent does reveal that Flamethrower. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We take those pretty nice. We have a good amount of special defense investment. So we will get that heavy slam off. Does decent damage. And a Stone Edge into our Snorlax. Ooh, scary. A little scary there. We'll eat our Ipapa Berry now though. And we do hit the high horsepower. Got a little scared there. So not bad. So now my opponent brings in Lele. They likely protect it. We go for a Leech Seed on their Celstilla for our own longevity. And we go for a recycle with Snorlax. Unless my opponent is... Do they have the balls to double target? Or no, that wouldn't be a good play. It's a little interesting what exactly my opponent will do here. Do they protect or not protect the Lele? Either way, I recycle with Snorlax. The play is, do I heavy slam the Lele, or, excuse me again, I just had some Subway, so sorry about that. Do I heavy slam the Lele, or do I just Leech Seed the Celstilla? Because I'm going to need that recovery. I don't want to throw this game. We're in a good spot, and I don't want to throw it from just making a stupid play. Combination of Psychic and... Yeah, I'm actually just going to protect because I don't feel like I can really make that call right now. So I'm going to protect. Looks like Lele isn't protecting, which is fine. Probably a double target on our Celstilla. Yeah. Yup, makes sense. So we'll recycle, we'll get our health back up, and then I can just return Lele this turn. Do I want to do that, or would I rather just... The question is, do I live the Psychic plus that Flamethrower? In any world, do I live that? I'm not sure. I'm just going to Leech Seed either way. So we'll take the Psychic. Onto Snorlax now. And a Heavy Slam on the Snorlax. Alright, my opponent doubled up on Snorlax. Now that won't be taking Snorlax out. Really interesting though. We will get the Leech Seed off on Celesteela, which will be very nice for our longevity in the long run of this game. And we will get that return off on Tapu Lele, and we accidentally, unfortunately we do get a crit, which is actually pretty huge because I had a hunch that that wouldn't take out the Lele, and Sandstorm was subsiding that turn, so that was actually a really huge crit on our end as I didn't target that Lele, and my opponent did make the correct prediction in doubling up on our Snorlax considering that I didn't target that Lele, so a really solid play from our opponent that just didn't work out because of the fact that I was able to get that crit, so that's really unfortunate. I'm not sure that I would have taken it out. We were at +1 in attack, but still a little unsure. Now that's definitely game. My opponent might just forfeit, but either way, I will recycle with Snorlax, and I will go for that Flamethrower, as they do have to take out Snorlax though. So we'll see what exactly my opponent decides. They are going to stay, they're going to stick it out, so they will begin that kill on Snorlax. Didn't have anything I could switch in on that. Heavy Slam is going to be super effective on Lele, take it out, and it's just going to do too much to a very defensively weak Pheromosa, so we will just get our Flamethrower off. And that does very small amounts of damage to my opponent's Celesteela, unfortunately. Now though, we go into Pheromosa, and I may protect on Pheromosa. I don't want this game to just take forever. That's just what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want it to end up in a Celesteela war. So, do I protect? Will my opponent protect their Celesteela? They're likely going to protect it, so I'm just going to protect and Flamethrower. I'm going to protect and Flamethrower. We'll see. We'll see if they protected their Celesteela. Still have to wait and see. They do not protect it, as they just went on the offensive. We'll get another Flamethrower off as well as Leech Seed recovery, and that pretty much will wrap this one up, especially if they don't protect again this turn. So not bad. We'll just go for that all-out Pummeling Punch and another Flamethrower. Should be game. Okay, now Celesteela wants to protect. So my opponent's going to drag this one out a little. We will have to hit a high jump kick to not just this following turn, just to end the game. So we'll see if we could hit it or not. Or I'll just protect, I guess, Pheromosa again. Decent damage considering my opponent did protect, and that makes it 25%. Flamethrower into the protect will not hit it. We will take our Leech Seed recovery, and Celesteela is at a very small amount of health now, to where a high jump kick and a Flamethrower will both take it out. So we have a persistent guy here, someone who's really persistent on trying to get that win. But they might try to go for a double protect or something really ridiculous. We'll see though. Just the sooner they could click their play, the better. The better. Sometime this year, please. They are literally going to the end of that clock. They are literally going to the end of that clock. Okay, and Celstella does avoid our high jump kick, which is very unfortunate, as our opponent does get a heavy slam onto our Pheromosa, which will likely give it a special defense raise, so that's a little unfortunate. At least we got that RNG out the way now, rather than later. So we will go for another flamethrower. And Leech Seed shouldn't honestly take it out. Oh no, it does. Awesome. Alright, that's good. That game's over with. Don't have to deal with my opponent pretty much being a sore loser. That was annoying. Honestly, the Japan players have more class than some of these American players. They'll usually forfeit right away when they know that they're destined to lose. But these American players will literally just drag it out for no apparent reason. Due to the length of that game, we definitely won't be getting 3. We'll just be getting 1 more game. So let's see how that 1 more game goes. Oh god. Oh, I haven't stretched today. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. I was just feeling a little stiff. So 1690, yeah, 1690. Not bad. Hopefully we get a pretty high rated opponent so that we can get back into the 1700s. That would be ideal. That would be beautiful. Opposing trainer could not be found, so we'll hop right back onto the ladder and hope that we can actually find a trainer this time. I was hoping that didn't kick us out because as you guys know, I don't use the in-game music during our battles. So when you actually get kicked out of battle spot, or like let's say you DC or something and you're kicked out of battle spot, that will actually just black out the screen on your game because of the music being gone. It just blacks out the screen when you leave battle spot. So I was trying to avoid that at all costs. So hopefully, I'll probably cut out some of that a little bit where we were waiting for our battles. We do get a 1785 opponent from Japan, so this will definitely bring us into those 1700s if we can snag this win. Opponent's going to have a really interesting team of Pheromosa, Tabu Bulu, Arcanine, and Talonflame, so 2 fire types. I guess 1 option for the Tailwind and Will-O-Wisp, 1 option for just Power, Milotic, and Goodra, so that is a really, really interesting team. I really don't know what to expect. Haven't faced a Goodra in like an eternity. Them having a Pheromosa is really, really scary, honestly. That's just some scary stuff. I kind of want to go with Lele again, TORKOAL though. I don't really see how that can go wrong. We can Sleep Powder the Goodra. I guess they might lead Goodra though. But I'd rather bring that, yeah. I'm going to lead with that. Just because it's really not, I've over and over again tried to bring that in the back. And it's not nearly as effective when you bring those 2 in the back. Rather when you bring them in the front of your team. So I'm going to lead with those 2. And especially because my opponent, they have a few options of things that are immune to Spore, but they don't have a like a terrain or anything. So that means that I can still try to Spore the other Pokemon that's in, unless they lead like Tapu Bulu Goodra, which would be pretty crazy. Then I guess just Lele. I want Snorlax, and then just Lele. What's Pheromosa doing this one? Pheromosa actually doesn't look bad. Neither does Celstella. I'll go Lele. We're running out of time either way, so. I just want Lele because that gives us something that 100% will outspeed Pheromosa, considering that Pheromosa is not going to be Scarfed. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. People are scarfing everything, but if they scarf a Pheromosa, that would be crazy. So, Lilligant TORKOAL is going to be our lead, as my opponent goes with a Talonflame Arcanine lead. So they went with the #1 lead to stop this lead. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So I can bank on getting a Sleep Powder off on Arcanine, which I think I'm going to do, because either way Arcanine's going to have to chunk its health to get the adequate damage it needs to get off on us, and my opponent's likely going to set up Tailwind either way, And I'd rather stall it out with these two. So that's pretty much what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for a Sleep Powder on Arcanine, and as Talonflame protects. So hopefully we can hit this Sleep Powder. Lots riding on hitting this Sleep Powder. As Arcanine protects too. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. The double protect. Opponent just scouted. Can't blame him there. So my opponent may have that Goodra in the back. They may have that Goodra in the back, but what am I really afraid of that this Talonflame can do? Pretty much nothing. If it wants to Flare Blitz us or Fire EMZ us or Overheat us, that's all fine. That's all fine. So I'm just going to go with the same play. My opponent would have to switch in Goodra or Bulu in that Arcanine slot to have something that's going to resist our Sleep Powder. So my opponent is going for that Fire MZ. So now we 100%, like, we have to hit this oh, they're actually going for Supersonic Sky Strike. I'm not really used to that that animation, but yeah, we 100% need to hit this Sleep Powder now because of the fact that we are going to be at our stash. I didn't realize that Talonflame was, oh yeah, oh, priority. I wasn't thinking of priority, and we do miss. Oh, that's a huge miss. That is a huge miss on that freaking, oh man. That is a huge miss. For some reason I just cannot hit. I cannot hit. Huh. Arcanine can just go for another close combat. We're in a tight spot. Alright, so I'm going to pull a double. This might not work out, but we'll see exactly what happens. My opponent can just go for a Tailwind, which I'm hoping they don't go for. I'm hoping they target Snorlax with something, because Tailwind would mean that Talonflame would then outspeed us this following turn, and that would be a huge no. I want my opponent to close combat the Lele, and I want him to target. Alright, we stopped the extreme speed, and we get a Brave Bird actually. Is that please into the Snorlax slot? Please say it's into, no, that's going to be into our Lele. Yeah, and that's huge damage. That is huge damage. Which is fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Here I can Curse Up, and I can Psychic the Talonflame to take it out. Do I want to Psychic Arcanine though, considering that Talonflame might just try to... No, because I need to make sure we can't get Will-O-Wisp. I really do need to make sure we can't get... But at the same time though, Arcanine can still... Arcanine can have Will-O-Wisp too. I doubt it does though, so we're going to do that. I do get the Psychic off into the Talonflame. My opponent likely went for a close combat on Snorlax. That shouldn't take it out. We do take out Talonflame, and I should be able to get this Flare Blitz actually in the sun. Okay, so we're definitely not banded. Definitely not banded, which is good to know. I did just reveal Scarf because I don't think I outsped Talonflame otherwise, so I pretty much revealed Scarf on Lele. We will proc our own Berry. We take that Flare Blitz, thankfully, and we will be setting up a Curse. So the only scary thing here that I'm thinking of now is if my opponent is smart enough to go into Pheromosa and protect it, because then our Lele is obviously the only thing that's going to be outspeeding Pheromosa, so they can protect it one turn, and then the next turn they can go for whatever they want to go for on Snorlax. As well as if they're Sash, yeah, they do go into Pheromosa. If they're Sash, we're in trouble either way. So my opponent would have to go for an all-out Pummeling Punch. Can we beat this team without... Can we beat this team with... If Arcanine's still around and... yeah, I have to target Arcanine. I have to target Arcanine. I don't want to switch anything in here. So... I will just be going for a Recycle, and I will just be going for... Oh, oop, not that, not that. And I will just be going for a Psychic on Arcanine. Because there's no way we can win this game if Arcanine's still alive in the end game. I kind of have to rely on After You and the Sun, pretty much. So we'll see if my opponent They do just go for the high jump kick and they do hit it, and I just missed so many high jump kicks that makes me a little salty. Makes me a little salty. How many turns of sun do we have left though? The sun fades. Alright, that's actually pretty huge, unfortunately. It's pretty huge. Do we have to go into this? Do I go into Lele again? No, we have to get the sun up now. Okay, we can win this game. We can win this game. If Bulu doesn't have like substitute, and Discord is going off like crazy on my phone, sorry about that. But if Bulu doesn't have something like substitute, I think we can win this game because I protect TORKOAL and hopefully my opponent does not protect their Pheromosa. Do not protect Pheromosa, please. Alright, they didn't protect it because TORKOAL went the fastest with its protect. So we'll get the psychic off on Pheromosa. It is Sash. Please take out Lele. We do get a rock slide that should be enough to take out Lele. We'll see though. And it is, yeah. So that is perfect. Poison jab, yeah, poison jab. Alright, that's perfect. This is why we saved. This is why we saved Lele for this exactly right here. And that recovery is beautiful, just so that our eruption does a little bit more damage. As it is in the sun though on 2 Pokemon that are very weak to fire types attacks though, so we should be able to snag this one. Eruption, and after you, the sun's up. We're the fastest thing on the field. This should work. This should get us the win. Pheromosa is going to protect. Does that mean Bulu might live this? Please say Bulu doesn't live this. Please tell me Bulu doesn't live this. It should not live this. Eruption in the sun, it should not live this. Alright, it doesn't live this. That's going to be game. Awesome. That is awesome. Woo! Talk about a win by the hair of our skin. Then I just go for another eruption and another after you. Don't want a chance missing a leaf storm. And the match is just forfeited, so let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in into today's episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder. If you guys did enjoy yourself, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. It's all up to your discretion. Thank you so much for tuning in. Either way, I really do appreciate the support. It really means so much to me, and I'm going to continue to say that because it really does. I'm still starting out. I'm still learning things, still learning how to video edit, still learning so much, and just the fact that you guys tune in to these videos that I try to create and entertain with just means the world to me. I'm going to continue to rock out with this team. I hope you guys enjoyed the first installment of using this team. Sorry it's going up a little bit later, but you know how life goes sometimes. I'll see you guys in the next episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder. For now though, peace out. Have a good one, you guys.